Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of VR365. What is going on? Today, it is Thursday. It is October 22nd. And you know what, folks? I actually had no plans whatsoever to do an episode today. I do have plans, however, to do an episode this Sunday. In fact, 9 a.m. Pacific time this Sunday, I am going to be doing an interview with another YouTuber. So you have that to look forward to. That was supposed to be the next episode of VR365, and I definitely want you guys to go ahead and look forward to that. I'm going to switch over really quick here. This is, of course, my webinator, and I just wanted to show you Mateo311 is going to be a special guest on VR365 this Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, and basically we're going to do the full origin story treatment. Yeah, so you guys probably don't know this, but I really don't watch YouTube shows hardly at all. It's not like I'm some kind of elitist person that is like, oh my God, YouTubers, they suck. You know, YouTubers just suck so much, brah. Why would I ever watch them? No, I just don't watch YouTube shows. I don't have a lot of time to do anything, much less watch YouTube shows. So I very, very rarely get to watch them very often. And honestly, I don't know a lot about the history of Mateo311, but you know what? That's good. That's actually a good thing. If I knew all about Mateo311, then what am I going to talk to him about when we do this podcast? So I don't know very much about his history. I don't know how he got into VR. I don't know how he started doing YouTube. So all of that is news to me, and I'm going to find out on Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. That is coming up this Sunday. Looking forward to talking to Mateo311. And basically, you know, I'm kind of on this never-ending mission to talk to all the big YouTubers, brah. I'm trying to talk to all the big YouTubers. And I've actually talked to a lot of them. But there are a handful of key YouTubers that I have not talked to, and Mateo311 is one of them. But let's go ahead and get back into why we're doing this show today. Like I said, no show was planned for today. I woke up today, I had no freaking idea that I would be live later today doing a show. No freaking idea whatsoever. So why am I doing this, folks? Well, I'm doing this because we have late breaking news. Incredible breaking news, never before heard, live on this channel. And the news is PlayStation VR is dead. I'm not joking, folks. PlayStation VR is dead. It's time for all of us to pour out a cold one, you know, and bury our PlayStation VR headsets in the backyard. And just put that thing out to pasture because it is dead as a doornail. It is completely and utterly dead. I'm sorry to say it, but dude, I've got to say it. Do not shoot the messenger. Do not shoot the messenger. I'm just the messenger, man. I didn't freaking create this thing. I didn't, you know, this just happened today. So what am I talking about when I'm talking about the PlayStation VR is dead? Okay, so here's what happened. Let's go back over to the webinator. And earlier today, I was trying to do a little bit of work for VRGameRankings.com. Somebody asked one day, I think it might have been John Schubrick, asked, why do you say .com? Like what is that? What are you saying, man? Well, that's like a radio DJ type thing. Have you guys ever been well, there used to be this thing called AM/FM radio. It's pretty much dead, just like PlayStation VR is dead, AM/FM radio is dead. But there was a time when there was AM/FM radio, and they would be like, tune in to FM 107.5 and 107.5.com. And that's what that is an impression of. probably a bad one, but when I always talk about VRGameRankings.com, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, so VRGameRankings.com is a website. It's kind of ass. I'm not going to lie. Look, I had major hopes and dreams for this website being a dream of all dreams. Our tagline for this website is making sense of the VR gaming landscape, and that's what this website was all about. And I've been working on this website off and on for 3.5 years. It was started in late April of 2017. I had dreams, I had goals, I had aspirations. All of those have been burnt to the ground. But that's neither here nor there. But what I will say is, if you ever go to VRGameRankings.com, what you should do is you should look at a couple of different things. Over here is the most wanted charts. Well, if you want to check out like the top 60 most wanted Oculus Quest games, and don't us all, you click on that. If you want to see the top 40 most wanted Oculus Rift games, you click on that. If you want to see the top 40 most wanted Index and Vive games, you click on that. So we have most wanted lists. Are all of them updated? Hell no. But I try to update them when I possibly can. So we have the most wanted charts. Then we also have individual charts, like our top 100 Oculus Quest game charts, or a top 200 Oculus Rift charts. We've got a lot of charts. It's charts for days, folks. But another thing that we have is we have something called the last 90 days. 20 best Quest games, for example, or Oculus Rift. Last 90 days. 20 best Rift games. So we have these different charts. For example, Valve Index. Let's take a look at this. Last 90 days, 20 best Vive games. And so the way this works is, you know, when this is updated, I basically look at a 90-day window and I think of all the biggest games that have come out in the last 90 days for a particular platform. In this case, we're talking about the Valve Index and HTC Vive. Well, what does that mean? That basically means PC VR games that are not Oculus Rift exclusives. That's pretty much what that means right there. And we rank them, and we have them in an order. So, like, if somebody's like, man, what's the banging shit for the last couple of weeks? Or, dude, I've been living under a rock for 3 months. What is the bomb? Well, that's what you do, is you go right here and you see about Star Wars Squadrons, you see about Phasmophobia, you see about Paper Beast, Cookout a Sandwich Tale, Falcon Age, and of course, banger of the year, Shooty Skies Overdrive. Never forget about that one. But yeah, so we rank 20 games, and look, I will admit that sometimes the list starts getting pretty craptacular as you start moving down the charts. You know, as we move through this list, for example, I mean, Cubism, Project Cars 3, Walking Dead Onslaught, Honor and Duty D-Day, you start to get down here to Swordsman VR, Hell Road VR, Powers VR, and yeah, it starts to fall off a cliff a little bit. But these are still relatively decent VR games, and you might find some good stuff here. Now, why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because today, ladies and gentle squirrels, I was working on the last 90 days breakdown for PlayStation VR, and I was shocked. I was shocked by what I discovered, ladies and gentlemen. I was absolutely shocked. Okay, so this is the last 90 days. 20 best PlayStation VR games. You can see Until You Fall, budget cuts. Okay, things are looking pretty good right now, right? You know, this doesn't look too bad. Oh, Vader Immortal, a Star Wars VR series. Yeah, you know, pretty solid, pretty strong title right there. Swordsman VR. Okay, we're falling down, you know, we've slipped quite a bit from 4 to 5, major drop off. Okay, O-Shape? Yeah, O-Shape, you know, exercise game, you know, pretty sweet, right? Walking Dead Onslaught. Yeah, at number 7, you know, most people freaking slam this game. And oh, wait a minute. Wait, something just went. Wait, this is the top 20, right? This is the last 90 days, 20 best PlayStation games. Why do I only have 7 games? Why are there only 7 games? Okay, I started to update this list. So if you scroll down here, You can see Star Wars Squadrons, Until You Fall, Budget Cuts, Vader Immortal, Swordsman, O-Shape, The Walking Dead. Number 8 coming soon? Number 9 coming soon? Number 10 coming soon? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Are you freaking kidding me? The top 20 PlayStation VR games, and I've only got 7 in the last 90 days. This has got to be a mistake. This has never happened. Let me tell you guys, like I said, I've been working on VRGameRankings.com. I've been working on VRGameRankings.com since late April of 2017. If you do the math, it is almost 3.5 years. So well over 3 years, almost 3.5 years, I've been banging on this, and we've been doing last 90-day breakdowns for all the various platforms out there. And I can tell you that never in the entire history of VR game rankings have I ever seen it this bad for any platform. Okay, there's been times where I've done a last 90 days ranking and maybe there was only 15 games to work with. There have been times where I didn't have a complete 20 to work with. There's been times where you got down here around 14, 15, and you might have started seeing these coming soon signs, which I don't like these things. I don't want to have these things on here. This is not a good look. This is a bad look. That looks really bad. That is not what we're looking for here. But never, ever in the entire history have I ever seen it this bad. 7 games. 7 games. Okay, now you don't believe me. You're like, Anthony, come on, man. There's no you're telling me since like July 24th or July 25th, which is like 90 days ago. You're telling me since late July, like the entire month of August, the entire month of September, 22 days here in October, and a handful of days at the end of July, and there's 7 games? 7 games for supposedly the number 1 VR platform. Yeah, people always talk about PlayStation VR has the most sold. They're the number 1 VR platform. Let's forget the fact that they've got 100 million PlayStation 4 owners and only 5% of the entire user base has an effing headset, but no, we're going to call it the number 1 VR platform in the world. Probably not anymore, but dude, 7 games? 7 games in 90 days. This is unheard of. I've never seen this before. Now, if you think I'm bullshitting, let's go to the PlayStation VR catalog and let's have a little look-see, shall we? Okay, so this is a PlayStation VR catalog. It's sorted by release date. Okay, Hitman 3, we're going to be talking about that in just a minute, by the way, in the news. Hitman 3 in the news. We will be talking about that. Now, there's all this Mortal Blitz crap. Mortal Blitz has already been out. This is not new. Like a lot of times what you'll see is these little add-ons and things like that. Like Firewall 0 Hour, that's an add-on. So let's get to a real game. Okay, Star Wars Squadrons, number 1, yay! Until You Fall, we've got 2 games. Walking Dead Onslaught, we've got 3 games. Swordsman, there's 4. Budget Cuts, 5. O-Shape, 6. And Vader Immortal, 7. But then we get down here. Okay, so like Darkness Roller Coaster, that's already been out. Let's see, we keep on scrolling down. Let's go to page 2. And, Pistol Whip, this isn't really a game. Some of these things aren't games. So you get all the way down here. So I thought, Crisis VR-Agade. There's our 8th game, right? Now we have 8 games. I click on it to see what day it came out. Oh no, we don't have 8 games because this came out back on July 14th. What is that telling you? It's telling you that we only have 7 legitimate games on our top 20 most wanted VR game rankings list. That is unbelievable. It is unprecedented. I cannot believe what I am seeing, ladies and gentlemen. It is the death of PlayStation VR as we know it. Now, a lot of people will say, Anthony, dude, you're making a mountain out of a molehill over this entire thing. Who cares? What does it matter that there is 7 games? There's all kinds of excuses that you're going to hear about. In fact, I guarantee you there are excuses in our chat right about now. And there's a lot of excuses out there. And this is something I wanted to talk about as well. I want to talk about this as well, because I want to talk about fanboyism, and I want to talk about how why do people love corporations so much, man? Why do people get behind a corporation like they're going to die if the freaking corporation dies? What is it about people, man? What is this fanboyism? Do you got stock in Sony? Is your entire life savings in Sony stock? Because if it isn't, you shouldn't be defending billion-dollar multinational corporations. What the hell are you doing, people? Those of you that defend everything Oculus does, those of you that defends everything HTC does, or you defend everything Pimax does, or you defend everything that Sony does, or everything that Xbox does, or whoever, Starbucks, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, whoever it is, why are you doing this? Do you work there? Do you have like ridiculous amount of shares of stock in the company? Do you have like some kind of equity position? Why are you so worried about why are you defending these other companies, man? They just release products, and you know what? They make terrible mistakes like anybody else makes terrible mistakes. And you know what? We've got to call these people out. When they make mistakes, we can't give them a free pass. Oh my God, don't even get me started on Nintendo. You know how many people will defend everything Nintendo does, and they'll spin it in every possible way to defend their precious little company, because their precious little company can never do wrong. Oh no, Nintendo could never do wrong. Xbox could never do wrong. Nvidia can never do wrong. AMD can never do wrong. Intel can never do wrong. No, they can all do wrong. And they're all ginormous corporations that don't give an F about your ass. They don't care about you. They want your money. They care about your wallet, and they care about removing money from said wallet. They don't give a jack shit about you. They don't care about you. Stop defending them. Stop making excuses for them. This shit is ridiculous. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to change this trailer. Let's see. I'm going to try to find another trailer. Let's see if I can find something kind of Sony-ish related. I'm not done. I am not done. This is just a slight break so I can grab a new trailer. I was hoping for like a miscellaneous. Oh, Star Child. Yeah, Star Child. Anybody remember that shit? Okay, so we'll throw some Star Child trailer up on there for a second to wax nostalgic about a game that we'll probably never ever see and never ever play. Okay, so where did I want to go with this? Yeah, so the excuses. Okay, so this is my PlayStation VR box, as you well know. PlayStation VR bundle. Okay, so at one point in time, Sony released this thing. This is a fucking platform, all right? This is a fucking platform. This is an actual product. This is not an accessory. This is not an accessory. I know most people are like, no, this is an accessory for PlayStation 4. It's just an accessory. How can you get mad at Sony for not supporting an accessory? Most accessories fail very early in their lifespan. How can you possibly get mad at that? Why would they have to support an accessory? This is a platform. This is an effing platform. Okay, so you're telling me that, like, I can play, like, Beat Saber on PlayStation 4? No, you've got to have VR. It's a platform. This is a platform. I want to know who put a gun Who put an effing gun to Sony's head and forced them to release a platform? Nobody. They decided to do it. And if you're a platform holder and you release a platform, you've got an effing responsibility. You've got a responsibility to supply this platform with a steady stream of software titles. That's your responsibility. Or kill the motherfucker off and be honest about it. Kill that shit and fucking come out and say it. Say it's dead. Sorry, man, we gave up on it. Xbox did that. Xbox did that with the Xbox One, the original Xbox. When they came out with Xbox 360, they killed Xbox One dead. And they weren't apologetic about it either. They said, no, this shit's over. It's done. We're done. We're moving on to Xbox 360. Tough titty. Tough titty said the kitty, man. They killed it dead. And Sony can kill this dead if they want, but they haven't killed it. But they're essentially killing it with a lack of support and with a lack of information about what the hell is going on in this transition. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. A lot of people are going to say, Anthony, you don't get it. You don't get it, Anthony. I wish I can come over there and strangle you, Anthony. I want to shake you, Anthony, until you understand. Sony's not worried about PlayStation VR because they've got bigger fish to fry. They've got PlayStation 5, it's very important, and they've got a PlayStation VR 2 that's coming eventually as well. Do they? Do they really have a PlayStation VR 2? Are you absolutely sure? Are you absolutely 100% sure that they've got a PlayStation VR 2 on the way? Everybody is assuming that there's going to be a PlayStation VR 2. But you know what? There may not be. There may not be a PlayStation VR 2. And even if there is a PlayStation VR 2, it's not coming anytime soon. You're not getting a PlayStation VR 2 this year, and you ain't getting one next year either. How about that? You're not getting a PlayStation VR 2 this year or next year. Yeah, I said it. It's not happening. You can freaking take it to the bank. If we get a PlayStation VR 2, it will come in the year 2022. Okay, so it's not, everybody on Twitter was like, well, a PlayStation VR 2 is just around the corner. So this makes perfect sense why they would completely abandon all the people that paid all this money. Okay, are you telling me that I can go to Target right now, I can go to Walmart right now, I can go to Costco right now, I can go to Best Buy right now, and I can't buy one of these? Are you telling me these are unavailable anywhere? Because I think they're out there, okay? I think I can go to Target and buy one of these. I think I can go to Walmart and buy one of these. Costco, Best Buy. Why are they selling these if they're not going to freaking support the platform? They're not supporting the platform. I'm tired of you apologetic mofos that just want to give everybody the freaking benefit of the doubt. And no, let's stop doing this. Stop it. You do not own stock in the company. You don't have your life savings in the freaking company. You haven't worked for Sony for 35 years. Why are you freaking supporting these people and just like acting like it's, I don't get it. I don't understand this. It doesn't compute in my mind why you people do this. Okay. Now, why don't we do this? Let's go ahead. Hoverpants Z says, are you about to have a meltdown again? I've had plenty of meltdowns. I've had meltdowns, ladies and gentlemen, on this very show. Longtime VR365 nut jobs know about that very well. There have been some freaking epic meltdowns. But you know what I wanted to do is let's go to Twitter. Let's see if we can go to Twitter. So I'm going to switch over here to the Webinator. And yeah, so we're going to go over here to Twitter, and I want to see some of the responses to. Okay, let me see if I can find the first thing that I said. Okay, so here it was. Is PlayStation VR dead? All right, this is what I said. Is PlayStation VR dead? I'm working on the best PSVR games released in the last 90 days, and there's only 7 games. Are you effing kidding me? Are you effing kidding me? Okay, and so people responded. Okay, 7 seems like a lot for PSVR. Okay, I don't know if that was a joke response, but we'll move on. Okay, Stop Marching and Start Voting says, I mean, unlike PCVR or the Quest, you can't just throw anything on the PlayStation Store. Apologist much? That's an apologist comment. That's an apologist comment. Once again, Stop Marching and Start Voting. Look, I'm not trying to talk shit to these people. I'm just trying to say, like, dude, do you have like 100,000 K in Sony stock? Because I hope you do. Because if you're defending companies like this, you better have 100K in stock in the company, all right? Or you better have worked there for 35 years and you're still working there right now, all right? Because otherwise, why are you people defending this company? Okay, let's see. Marcus Vallis says, having never bought into PSVR myself, probably a smart idea at this point in time. Could they just be holding off for the PlayStation 5 launch? With that said, it does seem like the support for it has faded. Yeah, so this is the other comment that we always get. It's like, dude, like people will always tell me that, dude, Sony's like in a launch year, man. Dude, it's a launch year. It's PlayStation 5, man. All their focus is on PlayStation 5, dude. Why would they be working on PlayStation VR games when they're launching PlayStation 5? Well, you know, that's an interesting question. So, okay, so you're telling me, so it's a launch year. Okay, so it's a lot. Let me understand this correctly. So it's a launch year. PlayStation 5 is coming out, so I guess it's typical for all video game manufacturers, video game producers, to just completely abandon the previous platform when it's a launch year. So that means there's no big PlayStation 4 games that have come out this entire year, right? That wouldn't make any sense. It's a launch year. It's a launch year. Why would they bring out a big PlayStation 4 game in a launch year? It makes no sense, right? So there was no PlayStation 4 games released by Sony, no big PlayStation 4 games released by Sony this year, right? Because they're gearing up for PlayStation 5. Why would they waste time on PlayStation 4? And then what you're going to say is, oh, no, you don't understand, man. PlayStation 4 is a bigger deal to them. It's more important. So yeah, they're going to keep releasing PlayStation 4 games on the way to PlayStation 5. But PlayStation VR, yeah, that's right. PlayStation VR is not a big deal to them. Not a big deal at all. That is what I'm freaking arguing here. I'm saying that, again, I want to know who put the gun to their effing head. Nobody put the gun to their head and forced them to release this thing. No one put a gun to their head. They did it of their own free volition. They decided we're going to release a VR platform. Okay? It's kind of like if you had a baby. Like imagine you have a baby. You have a baby and it's like, oh, we've got this baby. It's a really nice baby. I really like this baby. I've had this baby for 4 years. You know what? I don't really like this baby anymore. Get rid of this shit. Baby gonzo. Okay? Is that what we're doing here? Because that's what Sony's doing. They had this baby. They liked it in 2016. They liked it in 2017. They liked it in 2018. But when we got to 2019, shit started to fall off a cliff. This is not the first year that this has happened. I've been talking about this for multiple years. For multiple years, I've been saying, wait a minute. It's kind of like things are kind of quiet in Sony land. Like, what if you only owned a PlayStation VR? Dude, have you guys been to Reddit recently for PlayStation VR? Let me show you guys something. Let's see. Reddit PSVR. Reddit PSVR. Okay, let's go to PlayStation VR subreddit. I want to show you something. And yeah, let's see what people are talking about on PlayStation VR subreddit. A lot of people are talking about shit that came out 1 million years ago, and they're talking about like Swordsman VR. Like I can't tell you, okay, of course, when I go to look at it, it's not going to be there here. But like I've seen so many threads about Swordsman VR by Sin Studios. A freaking mediocre game at best. Yeah, I said it. Tough luck, baby. Okay, Sin Studios. See, a lot of PlayStation VR players don't realize this. Sin Studios has abandoned multiple games. When you abandon games, you put yourself at risk for somebody like me with a big ass mouth to call your ass out. And so a game like that is getting much love and much pub on PlayStation VR because they've got nothing else to talk about. They've got nothing else to talk about because nothing is going on over there. They've been abandoned, man, and this is not the first time this has happened. This has been going on for a couple of years now. I mean, let's just think about the biggest PlayStation VR games of this year. Like, what was the big PlayStation VR game of this year? It's Iron Man VR, right? Iron Man VR was the big game this year, like July 4th or something like that, July 3rd. I forget when it came out. Let me see if I have an Iron Man VR trailer, but I probably don't because anytime I try to find a trailer off the cuff, it never freaking happens. And of course, that's the case today as well. Let's see. I'm going to try to put Iron in here. Iron Man, Marvel Iron Man commercial. Let's go to that one. Or wait, hold on. Damn, why does it always do this? I messed up one time. Let's see. Let's go. Iron. Or no, wait, this one. Iron Man. Okay. Iron Man VR. Oh, non-game trailers. Okay. Yeah, this is a commercial. That's why it's in the non-game trailers. Took me long enough. Okay, here we go. Just so I have a different commercial up there. Okay, so Iron Man VR. Iron Man VR was the big Sony game this year, right? We can all agree on that. That was the big Sony game this year. Do you guys realize that Iron Man VR was supposed to be the big Sony game last year? It was supposed to be the big Sony game last year. It was supposed to be the big Christmas PSVR game last year. It got delayed. That's the big game this year. That's the big game this year. A 2019 game that got delayed. One big game. Is this acceptable? Is this acceptable to anybody out there? Dude, if you're a platform holder, you've got to supply the platform with games, or you freaking back away from the platform and you say, this platform's dead. We're done. We're not going to freaking supply games anymore, like Xbox did, like Microsoft did, like right when the Xbox 360 came out, they killed Xbox One dead. You can kill something dead. Go ahead. It's a respectable thing to do. To just put out like a tiny little amount of games and try to pretend like everything's freaking hunky-dory, that is not the respectable thing to do. Okay, so let me go back to Twitter. I want to see some more of the results. Some more of the people that are talking about this. Okay, Rob Krasko says, only optimistic spin I can put on this is maybe new PSVR 2 headset is in the pipeline and devs are focused on release date content for it. Well, it's not coming until 2022. You already heard Nostradamus Jr. has spoken. Ain't no PlayStation VR 2 coming this year. That's for goddamn sure. And it's not coming next year either. It's not coming next year either. So you're telling me that Sony has called up all their internal developers and said, hey, guess what? We've got a PlayStation VR 2 that is coming in spring of 2022. So you know what we're going to do? We want you to cancel all PSVR development, and we want you to start working on a PlayStation VR 2 game that is not going to be available for 3 effing years. Sorry, they don't do that. They don't look that far ahead. That's not, no. Maybe if like Naughty Dog was making a game for them or something, and it had to be 3 years of development, maybe, but no. Average developers are not working on PlayStation VR 2 stuff this far in advance. It's not happening. Zero Cool 128 Gaming says they've been patenting a bunch of VR related stuff at Sony lately. I wonder what for. Because it appears to me like they don't give a rat's ass about the PlayStation VR platform. Okay, James says PSVR is on E. The tech is ancient and there's a generational transition. If I were a developer, I'd be forward thinking and release on a system that wouldn't best represent the software would be a poor choice. PSVR sucks. Okay, well, that's a little bit harsh. Dude, also, I want to say this. See, there's probably going to be somebody that watches this show that doesn't know who I am, doesn't know my history, and they're going to be like, who the F is this hater? Who is this dude? This guy's just spouting off so much bullshit. He's a freaking X-bot, man. This guy's an X-bot. This guy hates PlayStation. It's obvious. He hates Sony. So this is just a Sony hater. Okay, well, I'd like to introduce you to a Sony hater that bought a PlayStation 1 the day it came out. We're talking November 9th, 1995. November 9th, 1995, I was upstairs at Artem Fair Mall at an electronics boutique putting down 4-5 big ones on a PlayStation 1 on a PlayStation. It was called PlayStation. It was just called PlayStation. They didn't have a 1. It was PlayStation. And I was getting Rayman and I was getting like whatever Tekken or something. Whatever games I got at launch, I bought a PlayStation the day that bitch came out. PlayStation 2, I spent the night in front of a Target. I spent the night in front of the Target at Alta Art in Sacramento, California. It was a wintry freaking late October night in the year 2000. It was like late October 2000. It was raining. The winds were swirling. It was a miserable night. And I spent the entire night in the rain so that I could have a shiny new PlayStation 2 the next day. Then, when PlayStation 3 came out, bought it day one. Day one. PlayStation 4, day one. Are we seeing a trend here? PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 on day one. Yeah, I'm a Sony hater. What kind of Sony hater shows up and buys the platform on day one 4 times in a row? Really, what kind of Sony hater does that? So sorry, not a Sony hater. Sorry I don't fit into your perceived agenda of hating Sony. Just because I got something bad to say about a company doesn't mean I'm a freaking hater. But see, so many people out there do not understand that there can be a nuanced view about something. Look, you can love a product. You can love a product and you can hate the company that freaking owns the product. Look at Facebook. Look at the Oculus Quest. Do you think I love the Oculus? Do you think I love Facebook? Does anybody think I love Facebook? I don't. If we end up having a civil war in the United States, which is very unlikely to happen, by the way, incredibly unlikely, but if we were ever to have a civil war, dude, there would be blood on Zuck's hands. Blood would be on Zuck's hands. Facebook would be partially responsible for the freaking civil war because Facebook's business model is outrage. Their business model is outrage. All right? That's their freaking business model. You know why? Because outrage captures people. Outrage gets your attention. It gets you focused on it. Well, here's some goddamn outrage, so have some attention on this. Yeah, so I love the Oculus Quest, and I love a lot of the products that Facebook has come out with in the VR space, but I don't like Facebook. Is it possible that I could have a nuanced view like that, or is that just impossible? Does that explode your brain? It's possible, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now, here's what I want to do. I'm going to it sounds like an X-bot. Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's calm down a second. And I wanted to go ahead and take a look at chat. So I'm going to go ahead and back over to the webinar. And oops, let's see, we don't have our thing up here. Put this one up. And I'll put Road to VR on the screen for a second here. But yeah, let me go ahead and take a look in chat. I want to see what folks are saying in chat about all of this because I've been going crazy for a minute here. Shirzad Khan City. Oh, here's one thing I did want to explain really quick. I do want to explain this. I'm not talking shit about PlayStation VR, by the way. I like PlayStation VR as a platform. PlayStation VR is not a bad platform. One of the things that I've said about PlayStation VR is you could have a PlayStation VR. You can go to a deserted island, all right? A deserted island with nothing but a PlayStation VR, electricity, the necessary electricity, some shelter and whatnot, internet connection, and every PlayStation VR game that has ever existed. And you could have a lot of fun for a long freaking time. And a lot of these PlayStation VR games, man, I'm not the guy that hates on PlayStation VR. I'm a fan of PlayStation VR. If anybody out there thinks I'm a freaking PlayStation VR hater, find the video when I first played Wipeout. When I first played Wipeout on PlayStation VR. Or when I first played Astrobot on PlayStation VR. That video is out there. It's probably on the VR Game Rankings YouTube channel. But dude, I like defend PlayStation VR. Most of the people that watch my channel, most of them are hardcore PC VR enthusiasts. And a lot of times when I'm talking about PlayStation VR, they're like, oh God, PlayStation VR again? Do we really got to hear about PlayStation VR? Who the hell cares about PlayStation VR? But I'm a guy that does care about PlayStation VR. For example, do you guys remember when Paper Beast came out this year? I was a freaking fan of Paper Beast. I thought Paper Beast was awesome on PlayStation VR. I thought there's been some times PlayStation VR has some freaking amazing games that have never gone to other platforms. I believe you should. If you're a real VR gamer, you're really missing out if you don't have a PlayStation VR at all. You're really missing out. I don't hate PlayStation VR. I'm just calling a freaking spade a spade. That's what I'm doing. I'm just saying, look, 7 games in the last 90 days is effing ridiculous. It is effing ridiculous. There is no valid excuse. None. There's none. There's no valid excuse. There's no way to spin it. Sorry, Sony Defense Force. Again, these people that are in Sony Defense Force, I really hope you got $100,000 in Sony stock. I really hope you do. Or I really hope you're 13 years old. If you're 13 years old or 12 years old or 11, I'm okay with that as well. If you're an adult, if you're an actual adult, and you're defending a giant mega corporation with a 92 billion market cap, you got issues, homie. You've got issues. I'm not the first one to tell you that. No mention of Dreams, Billy Rose. Well, you know what? Let me tell you something, Billy Rose. Do you know that Dreams released on like July 17th or something? That is not in the last 90 days. I'm talking about the last 90 days. That is what this chart is about. And there are 7 games on the chart. 7 in the last 90 days. 7 legitimate new VR games in the last 90 days. That is pathetic. It's pathetic with a capital P. And all I'm trying to do is just ring the alarm, okay? I'm just trying to ring the alarm. Now that I ring the alarm, Upload VR or somebody needs to like contact Sony and say, bro, is this cool? Is this cool what you're doing? Speaking of Upload VR and also Hitman, it's in the news. So let's go ahead and switch over here. And we can see this story. Hitman 3 pre-orders list PlayStation VR support on PlayStation 4, but not PlayStation 5. What is going on here, by the way? What is going on at Sony? Do you know, if you asked me in the month of March what I thought was going to happen with PlayStation VR going forward, like with PlayStation 5 coming out this year, I've done shows on this. I've done shows where I've talked about it. I've said out loud, I have no reason to buy a PlayStation 5, even though I bought PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the day that they came out, That streak is coming to an end. I have not pre-ordered PlayStation 5, and I don't give a rat's ass about PlayStation 5. Now, it's not because I'm an Xbot. It's not because I hate Sony, man. It's not because I'm an Oculus fanboy. It's none of that. It's because I'm a VR nut job. I'm a certified VR nut job. Flat games just don't do nothing for me, homie. It's just reality. Flat games don't do anything for me. So why would I spend $500, $600, whatever dollars on a PlayStation 5? Well, you know what? They could have tempted me. There's a way that Sony could have got me to give a rat's ass about PlayStation 5. They could have given me a way to have an interest in PlayStation 5. You know how they could have done it? Very simply. What is it? Is it Farpoint? God damn it, I forgot the name of one of my... Is it Farpoint? No, wait. It's the game from Impulse Gear for PlayStation VR. Impulse Gear PSVR. What is the name of that game? Farpoint. Yeah, okay, Farpoint. Okay, so Farpoint for PlayStation VR, they could have had Farpoint 2. They could have had Astrobot 2. And you're saying, yeah, but how could they do that, Anthony? They don't have a PlayStation VR 2 yet. Yeah, but they got PlayStation VR 1. And I could have bought a PlayStation 5 with Farpoint 2, use my PlayStation VR 1, and it could look freaking incredible. They could have it running at 120 frames. They could have it the max resolution that PlayStation VR 1 is capable of, or an even higher resolution to super sample it. You could have Farpoint 2. You could have Astrobot 2. There could have been a Resident Evil in VR. They could have had something in VR that would have tempted me to want to buy a PlayStation 5. And I thought they would do this. I literally thought that they would do this. I thought that they would give somebody like me that only cares about VR a reason to buy a PlayStation 5. But they didn't do that. Not only have they not done that, they haven't said diddly about anything VR related. It's almost like Sony has basically washed their hands of VR and they're like, we're done, we're out, we're done. I mean, that it's kind of like that's what PlayStation VR has done. Okay, so here's this story. Hitman 3 pre-orders. So this is kind of shocking, although there is an update. A new PlayStation Store listing for the game on PlayStation 5 does list PSVR support. We've reached out to Sony to clarify if PlayStation 5 games can support PSVR and have been told we'll hear back. Okay, so what they're saying in this is that a bizarre situation could happen here, because they're saying, at this one point they say, is it really possible that we'll have to play the PlayStation 4 version of the game on PlayStation 5 to get VR support? It would be a truly bizarre situation if so. That said, there is a free upgrade path from PS4 to PS5 for Hitman 3, but only if you buy the digital version of the game. Could you imagine this? If you bought a PlayStation 5, you freaking forked over all the money for a PlayStation 5, you've got a PlayStation VR 1, you buy Hitman 3 on PlayStation 5, you're expecting to play it on your PSVR, and it's not going to work. It doesn't work. You've got to order the camera separately. Apparently people in Japan are going to get the camera in the box, but people here in America, we got to send a little mail away thing from a cereal box to try to get the freaking adapter so our camera can work. Dude, I'm telling you, Sony is treating the entire VR ecosystem like a redheaded stepchild. It's like they don't give a damn about us, apparently. I kept thinking, oh, they're delaying it. Sony's going to eventually talk about VR. Dude, we're in freaking late October, man. It's going to be Halloween pretty soon. They still haven't said anything about VR for PlayStation 5. This is weird. This is bizarro world. To me, it's it's all quiet on the Western Front. I said the silence is deafening. The silence is deafening. It is all quiet on the Western Front. Sony isn't saying a damn thing about this stuff. The only time they're saying anything about anything is when somebody like Upload VR or somebody tries to hit them up, and then they're like, we're not sure. We'll get back to you later on that one. So yeah, man, it's shaky at best. It's shaky as best. No, Anthony, you have the wrong info. The adapter comes in the box. Okay, well, let's take a look here. Upload, unless that's brand new, like in Japan, it does come in the box. Here's what I read. I read that we're going to have to mail away for the adapter. And then let's see here. PlayStation VR PS5 camera adapter included in new hardware bundles. In Japan. Okay, in Japan, it's in the box. It ain't in the box here, homie. We're going to have to mail. First of all, you're going to have to buy a box of Fruit Loops. There's going to be a little coupon inside your box of Fruit Loops. You fill it out. You're going to put a couple stamps on it. You're going to send it in the mail. And within 9 to 7 weeks, you're eventually going to get an adapter. So it's all going to be gravy, bro. You'll be ready. By the time you get your effing camera adapter, that's when Hitman 3 is going to come out, like in late January, January 22nd or whatever the release date is. So yeah, man, am I freaking triggered? Yes, I'm triggered. Why? Because I care. I care about PlayStation VR. I don't know what Sony's doing here. But you know what I will tell you is there is a weird situation that's going on in Sony land. I got to talk to you guys about Sony's strategy long term. Because see, a lot of the tweets, and I'm sure a lot of the comments in chat are talking about, oh, they're getting ready for PlayStation VR 2, PlayStation VR 2, PlayStation VR 2. If I had a nickel for every time somebody mentioned PlayStation VR 2, I'd be rolling a Ferrari just like Guy Godin is rolling a Ferrari. But I don't have a nickel for that, unfortunately. But here's the thing about PlayStation VR 2. I'm not so sure it's even going to happen. I'm not so sure it's even going to happen. And you know why? I'll tell you why. The story's on Upload VR as well. Let's go ahead and go back to the webinar for a second and you'll see this story. Does this relate to PlayStation VR 2? Maybe. Maybe it does. Facebook, Quest 2 is selling faster than Quest and beyond expectations. Yeah, let's talk about this, guys. Does anybody out there know the original release date of the PlayStation VR here in the United States? I know because I bought mine on the effing day it was available. Because I'm a VR nut job, I'm a Sony nut job, I'm a Microsoft nut job, I'm a Nintendo nut job. I am a certified video game nut, and I like all of them. Okay, but I don't care about the companies. I care about the products, right? And on October 13th, 2016, PlayStation VR launched. Well, you know what's interesting? It's interesting that 4 years to the day, 4 years to the day that PlayStation VR launched, the freaking Quest 2 dropped a neutron bomb on the entire VR gaming industry. The entire VR gaming industry. This is an effing neutron bomb. The Quest 2 being $299 is a neutron bomb for the entire industry. And if you're Sony, what do you do? What does Sony do? So Sony is in the most effed up situation you can possibly imagine when it comes to VR, because they are damned if they do and they are damned if they don't. Either direction they travel, they are effed. They're effed in a major way. I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, so if they make a PlayStation VR 2 that works with PlayStation 5 and it comes out in spring of 2022 like Nostradamus Jr. hath predicted, okay? Here's the problem. The problem is, you know what else is going to be coming out in spring of 2022? Quest 3. Quest 3. And if you think Quest 2 is killing shit, wait till Quest 3 comes for that ass. with full color pass through, with live maps, with cameras that are analyzing your whole effing room, and they're putting surfaces, chairs, tables, coffee tables in VR. What about that? How is Sony gonna effing compete? The world is moving to standalone. The future of VR is standalone. I'm sorry to say, man, the future of VR is wireless. The future of VR is standalone. The eventual future of VR is cloud. It's cloud-based. The eventual future of VR is just going to be glass. It's going to connect to the cloud, and everything's just going to be beamed down, and it's going to operate so fast that there will be imperceptible lag. There will be no problem. The future of VR is standalone. It's not tethered. I'm sorry, Jarillo. I'm sorry, all you PCVR nut jobs, but that's the truth. And if Sony doesn't address the freaking elephant in the room, the elephant in the room is Facebook. And Sony can't compete against the Quest 2. Sony has a $92 billion market cap. Facebook could buy Sony like 4 times over. Sony can't compete with Facebook, and they know it. They know it already. So what do? Do they come out with the PlayStation VR 2 for like $499.99 just so like some high-end gamers might want to like, oh, I can use my PlayStation 5 with the when the Quest 3 is killing that ass at $299 and it's freaking mapping people's houses and shit? So Sony has a decision to make. Do they try to compete with the Quest, which is virtually impossible because Facebook just has so much more money. Facebook has so much more investment in this. Facebook is pot committed. They are pot committed, man. Facebook is all in. They are all in on VR and they're all in on AR. And God forbid you are trying to compete against Facebook in either of these categories, because you are going to need a war chest like a mofo. And you know, the only company in existence that can possibly hang is Apple. That's it. Sorry, Sony can't compete with Facebook. They just can't. Are you telling me that Sony can come out with a $299 standalone headset that's going to be better than the Quest 2? Okay, well, by the time they do that, Facebook is going to have a Quest 3, and that shit might be $199.99. So what does Sony do? Honestly, if we want to be completely and utterly honest about this situation, the real truth of the matter is Sony should slowly back away from VR. They should just slowly back away from VR altogether. Look, I know that sounds crazy. Dude, I'm a VR enthusiast. I love VR. I'm all about VR. And I'm saying Sony should back away from VR altogether. Yeah, because I'm a realist. I'm an effing realist, all right? They're not going to be able to compete with high-end VR that connects to PCs, and they're not going to be able to compete with standalone. So what are you doing, Sony? I don't know, but they're obvious. I mean, maybe they are backing away. Maybe Sony internally has sat around a table and maybe this has dawned on them as well. Maybe they've came to the same exact realization. They just can't compete. This is the sad truth, ladies and gentlemen. In this entire VR gaming industry, there's going to be a lot of companies that in the past, they would have tried to compete in VR, and now they're like, we can't compete, man. How do you compete against Facebook? How do you compete against a behemoth like Facebook? You can't compete. It's $299 and it's freaking really good. And by the time you freaking compete with them, they've got a Quest 3, and there's going to be a Quest 4, and there's going to be a Quest 5. I'm sorry, the game is over. It's pretty crazy. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it's the actual truth. Okay, now let's go ahead and see just how crazy people think I am now. Let's go ahead and bounce back over here to the webinator. Dude, I know it's crazy. Trust me, I know this is crazy. I know it is absolutely batshit insane for me to say that Sony should just basically walk away. But if I was hired by Sony as a consultant to give my honest, like, legitimate opinion on this, like a really legit opinion, I would say, bro, back away. Look at Xbox. Look at Xbox, okay? Look at Phil Spencer. Look at Xbox. Xbox has dodged VR this entire time. Phil Spencer has dodged VR this entire time. They've dodged the bullet, okay? They've dodged a silver bullet. They're like a werewolf or a freaking vampire. They've dodged that bullet and they've saved millions, untold millions of dollars for an entire infrastructure of VR, for an entire catalog of developers that are going to program for VR, for the headaches of the support headaches of people calling the 1-800 number. Yeah, I don't know how to get this working. I've plugged the HDMI into this port, but it doesn't seem to be working. I'm not seeing anything in my VR heads. Do you know the kind of support headaches that these companies have to deal with? Microsoft has dodged all of that. They've dodged all of that. And ultimately, Microsoft is like, are we really missing that much? You know, Sony might have came to the same internal conclusions, that it really hasn't been worth it for them. They might have determined internally that this entire VR thing just isn't worth it for them. Do you know that like Sony might be selling a screen for Apple's AR glasses? Like if they were really going to compete in this field, would they sell that screen to Apple or would they come out with a product themselves? So maybe Sony internally has realized. RG says, weirdest VR 360 ever. Yeah, it's weird, but you know what? It's real. You can come to VR 365 and you will get realness. That is what I'm confirming. Realness. Will you get this realness anywhere else? No, you're not going to get this realness anywhere else. You know why? Because all these other YouTubers, I mean, I don't really want to shit on these other YouTubers, but it's kind of true in a way. I've talked so much shit about, like I'll talk shit about anybody. I'm not scared. I will talk shit about any company. You know why? Because I don't care. I don't care that I'm not going to get a free this or a free that. I don't care. I'm real as F. And a lot of these VR YouTubers out here, like in the back of their mind, they're hoping that one day, Sony's really going to like them and they're going to send them a PSVR 2. So I can't say anything really bad about Sony. I can't say what I really feel about Sony because they might bite the hand that feeds, right? Same thing with Oculus. I've talked major shit about Oculus. Like I just said, dude, Facebook, if we have a civil war 8 years from now, Facebook is effing responsible. Like 30% of the responsibility falls back on Facebook because their business model is outrage. Will anybody else say that? Any other VR YouTubers? No. Why? Because they want to get free shit from Oculus. It's understandable. I'm not going to hate them for it. But this shit is real. I'm real. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and move on. I'm not trying to throw YouTubers under the bus. Okay, so let's see. Wait, where was it? Shirzad Khan City says, Anthony just threw everyone under the bus. No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not really trying to do that. Look, I understand it. And there's times where if Oculus came to me and said, hey, we're going to give you a free this or a free that, I might have took it. So I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. But I never got the free shit anyway. So I've talked plenty of shit and I'm going to continue to talk plenty of shit. I like to have the ability to talk shit. I like to have the ability to be real. Like I will burn bridges. Like I'm not even tripping. I will straight up burn bridges left and right. Okay, this show's been primarily very, very negative. I didn't really want to do this, but I mean, this is just the way this has ended up. But let's see, there was some other news. Was there something else I did want to get into? Well, I just wanted to mention that I continue to play the Quest 2. On a brighter note, I continue to play the Quest 2. This is one of the weirdest VR 365s ever, right? This really is. Let me go ahead and grab a new trailer because I did want to talk about a particular game on Quest 2. Yeah, so super hot on Quest, baby. So yeah, I continue to play my Quest 2, and so when I first got my Quest 2, I was using my VR Game Rankings Quest account, not Quest account, Oculus account. I was using my VR Game Rankings Oculus account, and I had a certain batch of games that are on that account, like Red Matter, like Apex Construct, Phantom Covert Ops. You know, all these different games were on my VR Game Rankings Quest account. And I have another Quest account for VR Roundtable where I have all these other games as well. Well, I finally switched over to this new account. Now, here's the crazy thing though. I'm only using one Facebook account. I'm using my personal Facebook account for 2 different Oculus accounts. Is this going to screw me? I don't know. So far, it hasn't screwed me. But I've been playing some new Quest 2 games that are in this other account. And one of the games that I've been playing is Super Hot. Super Hot, of course, has been updated for the Oculus Quest. I believe it's running at like a much higher resolution, possibly a better frame rate, And I can just tell you, man, I tweeted about this, in fact, yesterday. Super Hot on Quest 2, sublime. It is just so good. It just feels so good. Super Hot is VR. Yeah, you got to do the Matrix. You got to do the, everybody's got to do it when you play Super Hot. And it really is just amazing. I mean, I played Super Hot a number of times before. I mean, I pretty much have been through the entire Super Hot game on like multiple platforms. It's nothing new. We've all known about Super Hot. But it just feels so good, just to jump back in that game. Even if you haven't been in that game in a long time, if you've got a Quest 2, if you own Super Hot on Quest, fire it up. It is very good. It is very impressive. I'm really happy with that one. The other thing I wanted to mention in Quest news is Frankenmod, baby. Yes, look at this beautiful thing. Look at this beautiful combination. It is the Quest 2 combined with the Frankenmod. Yeah, so what I did recently is there was somebody, it was on one of the subreddits where you could get this special adapter. It's basically this clip that you see right here, this clip. I bought these clips. It was about $20 with shipping and everything, maybe like $21 to get this adapter. And then my deluxe audio strap snaps right in. And you know what's beautiful about this? Audio, bro. This is not a 2-step process. One of the things that does kind of suck with the regular Quest 2, like all of you people that have your like Elite battery straps, or you just have the Elite strap, or you have this, or you have that, that's great and all, but you still have a 2-step process because you're putting on headphones. And for the first week that I had my Quest, I was like putting on my Quest, and then I was hearing the sound that comes out of this, which is maybe slightly improved over the Quest 1. It's actually relatively decent, but still, you want good headphones, right? So I was looking for my Sennheisers, and I grabbed my Sennheisers, and then I'd finally figure out, where do I plug it in? Because I'd have this on my head, and I'm trying to plug in the headphones, and damn it, I can't find where to plug the headphones in, so you got to take it off, you plug the headphones in, you put the headset on, then you put your headphones on. It's a process. And sure, it only takes like 25 seconds to do it, but it's annoying as hell. It's especially annoying when you get used to like a Valve Index or like an HP Reverb, or if you have a deluxe audio strap on your original Quest or something like that, when you have audio already there, it's so much easier to just grab this, put this baby on, your audio is already there, you've got good audio, you've got supreme comfort. I tried this for the first time last night, and it is amazing. It's even better. It's a lot better than my Quest 1, in fact. So there's only a 10% reduction in the weight from Quest 2 to Quest 1, but that 10% reduction combined with the deluxe audio strap having like a really good, cupping of the back part of your head and really holding it nicely and solidly, It's a wonderful combination, man. This is well worth it. If you have a deluxe audio strap and you have a Quest 2, I cannot recommend highly enough getting these adapters, which costs about 21 bucks, and you can enjoy your Quest 2 with that deluxe audio strap. It works really well. So that's one of the things I did want to mention really quick as well. But yeah, I know this has been a crazy, weird show. I probably have lost some subscribers and shit with this show as well, but oh well, whatever. I just got to be me, right? I got to be me. I got to do what I got to do. But yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to get into on this particular episode. I was trying to see if there was some other news that I wanted to get into, but no, this is pretty much what I wanted to get into on this episode. And, that's pretty much it. The only thing I did want to mention, of course, is remember this Sunday, I'm going to have Mateo 311 is going to be on VR 365 this Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. I'll be asking him, am I a nut job? Am I a complete and utter nut job for thinking PlayStation VR is basically dead? That Sony is walking away from VR altogether? I'm not sure that they're actually doing that, by the way. And I don't know exactly what they're doing. And, you know, maybe Sony themselves doesn't know what they're doing. The Quest probably caught Sony off guard. And once the Quest has been out there, and then the Quest 2 being $299 and being such a great package, selling like just gangbusters, I mean, just flying off the shelves, it has to be a concern for Sony. This has to be a legitimate concern. Some people can say, you know, Anthony, the Quest isn't really a competitor to Sony. That's a separate thing. That's a standalone. Well, you know what? If you go to Target, the Quest is there. The Quest is at Target. The Quest is at Walmart. The Quest is at Costco. If you go to the video game section where you see an Xbox and a PlayStation 5, you're also going to see a Quest. You're telling me they aren't competing? That's like saying the Nintendo Switch doesn't compete with PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. They all compete with each other. These are video game products. And honestly, something like the Quest 2 competes even more because it is a standalone package. It's an all-in-one. You just buy the box and it has everything you need inside there. There's no attachments. You know, the idea of making a PlayStation VR 2 that costs like $499.99, but it also requires that you have a PlayStation 5 that also costs a couple $100. People can say, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal because 100 million people around the world have a PlayStation 4 and 5% of those people bought a PlayStation VR 2, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, but Facebook, their addressable market with the Quest 2 is 7.5 billion people. That is their addressable market. Sony's addressable market on PlayStation VR is 100 million. What would you rather be able to address, 7.5 billion or 100 million? I think I'd rather have an addressable market of 7.5 billion. All right. Anytime that you have to buy this and then you got to buy that. Nah, that's not the, I don't care if everybody owns it. It's still a problem because not everybody owns it. I guarantee you, you know somebody that has never bought a PlayStation 4. In fact, I know some people that have never bought PlayStation 4s. They're Xbox people. They're not going to buy a PlayStation VR because they don't already have a PlayStation 4 in their house right now. So they're not in the market. You could give them a free PlayStation VR. They're not going to do anything with it because they're not going to buy a PlayStation 4 because they just don't see the value in that. It doesn't make logical sense. So Sony is competing with the Oculus Quest. It's insane to think otherwise. Now, a lot of people will also say, okay, but it could be a hybrid, right? Well, the thing about a hybrid is like that phrase, jack of all trades, a master of none. Like if you're a hybrid, you've got your foot over here and you got your foot over there. You got your foot in the hot tub and you got your foot in the swimming pool. Dude, make a choice. Like, you're either a standalone platform or you're a freaking add-on for a much more expensive device. Trying to be the best of both worlds, you end up being kind of crappy in all categories. That's not the way to go. A hybrid is interesting, but it's actually the wrong idea. Again, if I was sitting in the boardroom with Sony and they talked about a hybrid, I would say, a hybrid sounds good. It sounds really good when we're going to do the best thing for everybody. But ultimately, see, first of all, if you're a hybrid, you're really going to compete at $299.99? No, you're not. Don't kid yourself. And then also, it's not going to be the best standalone headset it can be because you're putting Snapdragons and shit up in there to make it a hybrid. So no, the hybrid is not the solution either. But that's pretty much what I've got to say about all of this. Look, I know this was a strange and crazy episode of VR365. Maybe not the smartest decision on my part, but you know what? I'll also say this. I do think this was an interesting episode. I don't think this was a boring episode. I think there's people that are going to listen to this like a podcast at work or something, and I believe they're going to be entertained by this because there's real information up in here, and there are aggressive opinions, emotional opinions, and passionate opinions that might not be 100% correct, might be completely out of the realm of possibility, and might be completely off track, but passionate nonetheless. And I hope some people care about that. But that's basically going to do it for this particular episode of VR365. But dude, I definitely appreciate everybody that was in chat. And I appreciate your guys' support. I appreciate people that have jumped on the Patreon recently. I appreciate some PayPal donations that I've gotten not too very recently as well. SARN, thank you for your PayPal donation. I really appreciate that. I definitely appreciate all the support for VR365. And I plan on continuing to do this. And I'll tell you what, you can come to VR365 and you can get the unfiltered shit. This is where you go to get the unfiltered shit, all right? If you want filtered shit, you can go a lot of places for that. There aren't that many places you can go for the straight, raw, unfiltered, uncut shit. But that's what you'll get here at VR365. We aren't sponsored by anybody, and I doubt we ever will be because we're too effing dangerous for that, because we say the real shit, we'll talk shit when we have to, and we will praise stuff to the high heavens as well. I still love PlayStation VR. My PlayStation VR ain't going nowhere. My PSVR headset is right here. It's not going nowhere. I play PlayStation VR games still. I'm going to continue to play PlayStation VR. Hitman 3 looks freaking dope. I want to play that in January when it comes out. So I have no intentions of selling this or bouncing away from PlayStation VR at any time in the future. I'm still down with PlayStation VR. I'm just saying, Sony, step it up. That's what I'm trying to say. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's going to go ahead and do it for this particular episode of VR365. Remember, Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, Mateo 311 in the building. Standard interview episode. Not craziness, not weirdness, not controversial. Just your typical VR365 interview episode. Hopefully sunny, cheery, lots of rainbows, sunshine, and unicorns. Alrighty, folks. I will see everybody then. Have a good one. Take it easy, and later.